that would be my rock. How you doing today? That's technical malfunction this morning. How are y'all doing? Today we're going to review panties and pancakes. How's that sound? I'm pretty stoked. I'm super excited. How about y'all? That's why I'm wearing my panties. These are throwbacks. It's Throwback Thursday. And just for all of y'all that are coming in, this is going to get a little raw and rad and funny. So do me a favor and click on the share button, because you never know whose life you're going to touch. And I know I'm not the only one who goes through this. So whenever I go, I'm out and I actually make the time to go shopping, because I personally don't do shopping like I used to. I just don't have the time for it. I don't have the energy. And when it comes to shopping, I'll be honest, I do it in these spurts. Like, I'll shop and I'll grab everything in the store that I really am interested in. Even stuff that I kind of go, well, maybe it looks better on me than it looks on the hanger. And then I'll go in the dressing room, and a lot of times I'll have to hold stuff outside if they have a limit. And I will try everything on, because I don't know about anybody else, but when you try on clothes, don't you want to just take your first set of clothes off once and not have to keep on, switch off? Oh, I found another thing. Oh, I found another thing. I try to do things efficiently and in an order that flows. It's just one of my learned behaviors that it pays to just make the time, go through the store, find what appeals, what brings your attention to it, and then go in the back into the dressing room and just try it all on. Hey, what the heck? If you're going to try one thing on, you might as well try a few things on, because chances are you might not get there again. And if you see it, you better try it on then. That's just one aspect. But when I go shopping, there are certain things I'm constantly looking for. Whites, right? And especially white underwear, because y'all see me, I teach Kundalini Yoga. I'm in white the most. Not only that, but I want cotton on my skin. I want natural fibers. I don't want any of this synthetic crap. I have plenty of that in my closet. I wear it often, but not often as I do with cotton. So I want it to be durable. I want it to be breathable, because what happens is people don't even realize the synthetics on your body, they're petrol-based. So I'm going to get into another subject in a little bit, but when we talk about petrol-based, we're talking about oil. So we're supporting big oil every single time. I will tell you about how I keep my whites. That's coming up as well. Petrol in itself, gasoline, is one of the biggest dependencies that we all have as a result of big corporations, big oil, okay? That everything from, and these are supposed to be BPA free, but again, the previous versions of all the plastic lids, see, this is my water. Get yourself some water. Make sure you're hydrating today, by the way. Plastic. Are they BPA free? I don't see a BPA free label on this, so that's something I just now told myself, right? Like, holy crap, I never stopped to think. This is probably not BPA free. Bisphenol, right? What that means is people take for granted that, oh, it's so easy and it's disposable, but it goes to landfills, which is why it's so important to, I do glass everything if I can. But it's in our clothing too. It's not only leaching into our foods, it's not only leaching off of, like off-gassing in our cars or it's so prevalent you don't even realize how dependent we have become. They even use it in mixes of stuff, again, as a filler, just like with our foods. It's in our clothing. We absorb that in our skin, because our skin is our largest living, breathing organ, that when you wear something, whether it has dyes, whether it has synthetics that are made from petrol or some other chemical toxic, you're leaching that into your skin, which is why it's also important to pay attention to what you use for laundry soap. Because again, or those fresheners, I know when it's laundry time in my neighborhood, I'm like going like this. I don't want to breathe in the toxins. And yes, it's all around us, but we can control what we do in our homes and what it is that we expose ourselves to. So it's always a choice. We always have a choice. So those are just a few things. So I was at Kohl's the other day when I bought my sneakers. And I picked up, and of course I'm in Kohl's going, you know what, I got to see if they get any white cotton under. Do you know how difficult it is to find decent white boy shorts especially? Because I don't know about y'all, but I don't like the ones that make my, put the lines up the butt if they're not perfect around my butt. Okay, so now right now I'm wearing a pair of, I think they're Steve Madden's, okay? And I wear my cotton to the point where it starts to wear through and you can kind of start to see like the fibers have disintegrated. And I have another pair, but I wasn't going to wear those. Those were droopy butt. I mean, like, can any of you ladies relate to this droopy butt syndrome in your underwear, your panties? I mean, you turn around, you look in the back. When you originally get them, they're all like nice and tight and they kind of accent your booty. And you're like, ooh, I like these panties. See what I mean? See, you're starting to see through these. Probably a little bit in the front, but anyway, that's why I have the shirt on the way I do. It's the most aggravating thing, right? Ciao, Leonello. So I know I got attention when I put panties in the title, right? So I found these, and I'm not like going to tell you that this is the best brand because I have a difficulty saying that there is a best brand. And when I get my chance, I will be making them myself because I've just got I'm telling you, Maidenform. Now, I like boy shorts because they're comfortable and I like to just throw in shorts and run around in the house. I don't necessarily want thongs up my butt anymore. I had plenty of thongs. Thong, da dong, 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 ding. Anybody else? Right? So I remembered the bathing suits. I was all about the thongs because, I didn't want the panty lines. Now I'm like going, I don't want that I don't want that up my butt crack, and I definitely don't want it rubbing on my booty hole, So that's just me. Can anybody else attest? I want to know in the comments. Let me know what your favorite style of panties are. Do you like briefs? Do you like the hip hugger ones that come up real high on the waist? Do you like boy shorts? Right? And then, yes, Kelly, be totally honest with you, if I didn't have to, I wouldn't wear them at all. Top or bottom. But you know what? Hey, there's always one person in my lives that'll point out my nipples. And there's no covering them up because they're just as they are. As nature intended, I can't hide them no matter how much padding I put under myself. I'm like, psh, get over it. Jealousy. I'm telling you, see. Don't be jelly. Don't be an H-A-T-E-E-R. So, here's what I got. And it's so difficult to find my size. So, because I'm a small or an extra small. I got a little junk in the trunk. I always did. Look. Right? I'm not going to turn around. They are see-through, and I'm not necessarily trying to spread that. No pun intended. All right, so I found they only had one pair in my size in white. Right? Yeah, you know what? This is my bra, y'all. This is my bra. This is completely cotton, most comfortable bra ever. It's just very simple. And I have yet to find anything else other than the shelf bras. And Victoria's Secrets used to carry them. I don't even think they carry them anymore. Like, I'd buy the little, they were cute and they had bralettes, they were called. And finding cotton bralettes these days, it's all synthetic. I'm telling you, it drives me crazy. Or bamboo, or hemp. Again, now you're talking having to, dish out more money. So, you know what? I don't remember. I don't remember what the bra is. I'll do the bra review another time, Cindy. I promise you on that one. So, here's what we got. Maidenform boy short. Dream tailored cotton brand. Cotton boy short. See? And they're so cute. They're simple. I haven't tried these on yet, so I'm going to do that here. It is supportive. Look. It holds me in. I like it a lot. See? It holds me in. I'm just being silly now. So, here's what we got. And I really like it when it doesn't have a tag and it's just printed on there. Again, I can go into the discussion of, when it's colored, there's going to be dyes. If there's going to be something like that, at least this is that soft print. It doesn't look like, It's not like rubbery, you know, you have some tags that kind of like your fingernail eventually will start to wear it off as well. So the M for Maidenform. And it says, and it's hard to get 100% cotton, y'all, because this has a stretchy, and cotton does have a stretchy. It's naturally stretchy, but it's still 80%, actually it says 89% cotton and 11% spandex. Hey, listen, as long as I'm reducing the amount of stuff that's going into my body, I'm happy. I do the best I can, but trying to find the best out there has been a challenge. Like I said, when I get my chance, I'll be doing my own, and I will bring back the underoos for women, ladies. Cotton underoos, but we'll call them radroos. I like that. Oh, yeah, I just came up with that. So check out the butt on this. It has kind of a little scalloping. Isn't that cute? So here's what we're gonna do. I gotta take the tags off. And I got nice warm piping pancakes on the side over here, by the way, because I made these yesterday and they're so yummy. Look, it's wet on the plate. That's how hot and steamy out of the oven they are. Oh. These are made with cassava flour. OMG, I'm telling you, they're delicious. And I totally made up the recipe as I went. Totally awesome, seriously. They're not raw. They are cooked in the oven, but you could dehydrate them. You could make them a little thinner. And if you make them thinner, they're gonna be crispier and crunchier. But if you make them thicker, you get the softer. So you get the nice balance of those textures, which is what I was aiming for. So let's go back to this. So I got 3 colors first off. White, because I'm always needing white. These were the only options that were available in my size too. I didn't really care if I got this lacy stuff on top. That might mean that it won't last as long, and the top might, you know, stretch out more. But it was the same exact style, and I was happy, and it was in my size. Otherwise, there was nothing else. I couldn't even find another pair of the gray. And look, it's a little scalloping boot hole. Buddy, it almost looks like a little skirt on the bottom, right? So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna try these on. Hey, Trina. Thank you for joining. Thank you for sharing, because sharing is caring, and you never know who else out there suffers with trying to find the perfect pair of cotton underwear. Look like granny panties, but wait till you see them on. I mean, do these look like granny panties? I think they're kind of cute. They're just worn out. And I'm super picky. I dislike the whole baggy butt thing. So that's what I was talking about in the beginning. After time, you know, you get your panties, you're like, ooh, these look good. You're like in the mirror, you're like, ooh, my butt is accentuated. You're like, ooh, see, it's not so bad. And ladies, I know I'm not the only one out there that you look in the mirror and you get the line pulling up like this, and you got flab hanging out on the sides, and you're just like, well, that's not flattering now, is it? You know, when you got it and your butt's kind of got that jiggle. And we go through the cycles like daily. I'll wake up one morning, I'm like, oh yeah, I look good today. And then another day I'll be like, what the heck happened in the past 24 hours? Now my butt is drooping, and now my panties are like making them look funky. All right, so here we go. I'm doing it on camera. There's no reflection, you can't see. I gotta make sure I put them on right. Okay, now we go. Do one leg in. It's a struggle. It really is, Karen. I trust. And I just bought these, so I haven't tried them on yet. So you're getting the first look. Oh my gosh, I love these. These are cute. Now, depending on your legs, your thighs, like there's some women out there that have straight from the torso down thighs. I've got curve. A lot of women have curve, right? I'll be honest, when I was younger, I disliked when I wore, you know, something and my legs were like rubbing against each other. It just was kind of embarrassing. These are super cozy. I knew I was gonna like them. I just know when I look at them and I touch them. But look, see how that little, it's just like a little skirt on the booty. It's cute. So it's not so bad. What do you think? What do you think? Do you like them? They're Maidenform. I'm glad I got the other colors. I really am. My butt would eat those. No, you just get a bigger size, honey. You probably have a nice booty is what you're saying. I trust in that. So, like, oh, these feel so good. And that's why I like my cotton and I like it to hug. And then I live in Florida, y'all. You don't need synthetic to make you hotter and steamier, you know? You don't need the synthetics and the polys to make you sweat and it stick to you. I mean, it's bad enough our gym clothes are mostly poly, right? Again, petrol-based. And so then you got this sticking to you, and who knows what we've absorbed through our skin just wearing these for years and never knowing what chemicals are even in them. Thank you, Trina. They're super cute. So like I will walk around the house, I'll be in a t-shirt, maybe, or my sport bra, which is the cotton bra that I showed, just running around the house because I'm home. I prefer when people contact me to let me know they're going to show up and not just show up at my door. It's kind of ballsy of these marketers that go by through the neighborhood, and they do come through. And when they come up to my front door, I'm like, what are you doing at my door? You know, like if I see them coming, I'm okay. I can run into the other room, but my house is pretty exposed, and it does get annoying when people just show up at your house. But fortunately, because of the screen door, normally people don't just show up. They tap on the screen door. But then those people, they decide to go a little further. So anyway, moving back on, I prefer to hang out in cotton. Even like my bathing suits, you know, that's another thing we don't think about. Your swimsuits are probably made of something other than cotton because the cotton, it absorbs and it wears out more. And they looked for the durable items. They look for the cheaper items. They look for the items because a lot of us want to buy something, not have to buy it several times, but why not buy something that's more sustainable? Not only in the way that it's processed, because this is grown. This is not 100% cotton either, by the way. This is a modal. But it feels really nice and light. So, you know, sometimes we do that. And again, we do the best we can with what we have. You know, I'd like to think that more and more we're moving towards sustainable products and packaging because our food absorbs everything it's into in addition to the process it went through. Whether it's fresh from the garden, even the packaging that's used for that. I try to bring bags with me instead of getting the plastic bags. Most places, plastic bags are actually illegal. They have banned them now. I mean, look at our ocean and the trash that's in it. And when you really think about it, I don't know if anybody thinks as deep as I do sometimes. When you really think about it, you've seen on TV or some documentaries or even on Facebook and a lot of the videos and documentaries that are out there, there's so much trash. There's a whole section of the ocean that has got this huge trash pile that has come together. And how ironic is it that most of it's plastic, and the plastic they pumped out of the ocean because it was petrol first. Isn't that crazy? And then we processed it. And how did we ever get dependent on oil? How did we ever determine that we need to be going into the earth and pulling out something like oil or even natural gas? I mean, my theory is that if it's gas, it's the breath of the earth, right? This earth is living and breathing, right? Is anybody else out there with this? But then also to me, the oil is like the blood. And I used to get upset. But it's this awareness that sometimes we talk about just to get back into perspective. Not to get upset, but to maybe be more attuned. We kind of waffle back and forth. We'll go through cycles where we're like, I recycle everything. Oh, I just don't have time. You know, again, it's keeping perspective. Hi, Francis. When we keep perspective, we're able to be more aware, mindful, conscious of our actions. You know, I started composting when I knew I could start composting as soon as I could. My dad, when I came back from Europe, I want to come into more, earth. I want to, turn it back in. I want it to continue the toroidal, the cycle, the energy in, the energy out. And it comes in all different directions, right? There is no one dimension. And when it comes to recycling, I know maybe I'm putting too much in the recycling bin, but my theory is at least if I don't know, they'll know and they'll separate it out. Maybe it's a little bit more time, but I would rather it not go to a landfill. I would rather donate something than throw it in the trash. That's just how I am. Of course, the underwear is going to have to go probably, I don't know, can you recycle underwear? Why not? Why not? There's a use for everything. It's just that how much do we put our thoughts on it? How much do we put the effort into it? And so if you do know somebody out there, and anybody else has any resources, if you know of anybody out there that knows how you can recycle materials, you know, I know you can do it, but how can you do it? Especially if it's 100% cotton and it's just old and worn out. It's just like pulping paper. Paper, anything paper, whether it's tissues, whether it's cardboard, it all gets pulped to recycle. I don't understand how they could say something isn't recyclable, because I think in terms of pulping paper and creating stationery and those really cool, beautiful paper pulping, you know, like cards and everything. Has anybody ever done that before? I've wanted to try that. So on top of which, I don't want you to forget that kombucha is your friend. I forgot I was drinking watermelon kombucha. What are you drinking today? What did you have for breakfast? It's probably lunch for some of y'all. What are you having for lunch? I'm just having a late pancake on top of all sorts of fruity stuff, right? So, oh, and by the way, this is a Blessed John of God Angel Aura stone. Y'all see my necklace. It's the same stone. It has that rainbow shimmer to it. Isn't that beautiful? Can you see that? Beautiful. I'm the same, James. I recycle and donate as much as possible because I hate the idea that I dislike the idea that when I put something out to the trash, and my trash bin is the least full. It's really the recycling bin that's full. I feel like I try to do the best I can. That's all I can say, you know? And there's a conversation. Smoothies are good. I'll probably have one later too. There's a conversation that, you know, we can be extreme. Oh, they're not turquoise. They're Larimar, dear. They're angel energy. Ooh, a tomato spinach sandwich. Ooh, that sounds so good. Okay. And I'll be honest, I sometimes, once in a while, will have eggs. And Tom, when he eats his eggs, I'll be honest, I'm like, that smells so good. Once in a while, I'll be like, can I try a bite? Like, I did that last week, and I don't do that very often. I could tell you the last time I had eggs, if I could remember. But see, that's the thing about life and why we've created Ridiculously Rawthentic, is to remind people not to be dogmatic about things, because, you know, we all are finding our path. Like I said, you can recycle to the extreme, and then you can, you know, just waste to the extreme. Things like running water, and I'm also a culprit, you know, like I do it myself. I have to catch myself. If I start running the water, how much water am I wasting? It's not just about the money you pay. It's not just about the expense of it. It's really about, I live in Florida. Where do you think we get our water? Our water's recycled. And I don't think too many people think about that. They just run it and go, there's plenty of it. And we just take so much for granted. I'm not trying to do the Debbie Downer thing or anything here. But truly, it's just the more we become mindful of little things, you know, what we buy, we're voting with our dollars. All of it. If you're wasting water, you're increasing the actual price of it, the cost per whatever they calculate gallon. Because what happens is that there'll be less of it and more demand of it, right? So supply and demand is how they raise prices. That's just the nature of the beast. So just like underwear, right? You want to make sure you buy something that's sustainable but also good for your body. Feels good. Oh, you want to feel good. I used to think that when I put on those fancy bras and underwear, and I'm telling you, I'm a match queen. So like if my bra was one color, my panties always match. I've had friends say, you're the only person I've ever known who always matches. Because it makes me feel elegant. It makes me feel beautiful. It makes me feel pretty. Good morning, Jay. And I really, really enjoy feeling embraced. I really enjoy feeling elegant and loved and supported by my clothes and myself. This is a self-care aspect, right? Here we got to bring me into Some of these, they've gotten a little crunchy. They were a little bit moist when I pulled them out. So, I also have some coconut yogurt, which I made more of last night. I was actually up till like 2:30 this morning. I didn't get very much sleep. But I'm alive, and I just keep on going. I'm like the Energized Bunny. You don't see me coming. It's true. I've always got something going on. I don't think there's such a thing as me sitting still and not doing something. Even when I think I'm not doing anything, I'm always... Hence why I gotta meditate. Why I do my practice. By the way, my practice space is right here. Anybody else got some coconut yogurt? Maybe a little thumb action. Yummy! This stuff is good. I'm just saying it's good. So you take this, and there's so many different things you can do. First, I like to try things in layers. I like to start with it plain. If you've ever seen the food reviews, I like to do things plain. And actually, before I move on to that, I wanted to show you the previous pair of underwear. All right, ladies, and these are clean actually, believe it or not. Going back to washing my whites, how do I keep things clean? BioClean and non-chlorine bleach, or 30%. You can get food grade hydrogen peroxide, and when you buy the 30%, you have to dilute it significantly because it's caustic. It will actually create that really burning white that peroxide does, because it will actually penetrate your skin. It's not going to burn you, but it's not comfortable. So with 30% food grade hydrogen peroxide, you can get stains out of anything, I'm saying. I have very little left at this point. I'm serious, right? And so BioClean is that powdered one. It comes in a canister. It's about this size. I think, what is that, 32 ounces or so. And it's got the raspberry color label on it. So these are an extra small. They were a little bit more firm when I first got them. But look at the edges. Look at how, like, this is what happens when you wear underwear a lot. Especially because, like I said, droopy butt, ladies. Anybody else? Who out there suffers with the underwear, the droopy butt syndrome? I mean, like, we need to have underwear that hugs us, that kisses our skin, that loves on us and makes us feel all nice and supported and just special. So, like, that's like the simplest form of self-care we can give ourselves, is something that really truly feels good. What we put on our body, I mean, don't you notice, ladies, gents too, when you put something on that makes you feel good, that shifts and brings up your mood, doesn't it? Just like when you put on a certain shirt or shoes or skirt or pants or maybe your bikini, and you're like in the mirror going, yeah, I got this going on. You should be able to do that naked, but then you should also be able to do it in layers, right? Like, I got my boy shirts on, and I'm feeling all fine. What? Now, I really do. I really like these. Ooh. Maybe I won't like if I put, where these lines are, though, where that little skirt is I showed you here. Actually, I showed the gray. The gray's a little bit easier to see. See that little skirt at the bottom? It's not super hard. You know how some panties like these have the ribs around the edges? And then they're so hard, you'll feel them through the clothes, especially if you're like me and you wear a lot of leggings. And you're like looking, going, I can see your lines. And you can see the indentations and the ridges. See, I like things to be smooth. That's just my preference. I want things to be like butter and soft, and that if you run your hand across it, you don't even feel that. There's a little bit, because it's basically just the seam, the way they sewed the seam. You can feel it, but it's not like hardcore ridges, which is what I avoid when I buy my undies. All right, now we got the undies out of the way. Actually, I need to move that. So now we're gonna go into the pancakes. I'm gonna make myself cozy. If anybody has any questions, you want to share something, let me know in the comments. Hi, Cheryl. I hope you're having a rockin' rad day. It's Throwback Thursday. We're getting tantalizing in here. We're getting rid of the old underwear and getting the new, right? You gotta make space for something new in your life, so you have to get rid of something to allow something else to come in. So we got pancakes. I'm talking yummy pancakes. These are made with cassava flour, baked in the oven. Here's the key. Pancakes made with cassava flour. One thing I've learned, you can do them in the pan on the stovetop, but I preferred them done on the Teflex in the oven because they just came out perfect. This is my opinion. They almost look like a cookie, don't they? And so this one is probably the softest of them all. They all have a different little bit of a texture. Hear the crunch? And I'll tell you what, I had Tom try these last night. These are super crunchy, yummy, like a cookie. You don't need anything on it. Oh my gosh. Kind of reminds me, anybody out there liked raisin bread? I used to love, that was my, I'm telling you, I was a bread kid. Seriously. I'm so glad I'm not anymore. I mean, I still like bread. It's just more of a comfort food thing. Gluten-free. Even the gluten-free stuff that we got is so, so good. This reminds me of raisin toast without the raisins. What? You can't make that up. I rarely drink my kombucha with my food. I just wanted to see what that would do with it. So I like to play with flavors. So now, I'm going to try this with a little bit of coconut yogurt. Yay! You know you want some. You're very welcome, Tatiana. Yeah, cinnamon raisin toast was one of my favorite things with the butter. When you first get it out, you put the butter in it. It'd still have the crunch, but the flavor of the butter would enhance the raisins and the whole texture. See, I don't eat that anymore, but I remember it very well. Coconut yogurt. It's vanilla coconut yogurt too. Later I'm going to make some chocolate because I didn't make the chocolate last night. I wanted to do this first. Oh my gosh. Hi, Kelly. So does anybody have any questions about underwear? And let me know in the comments, especially ladies. Right, Trina? Butter made it over the top, I'm telling you. Let me know in the comments, what is your favorite style of panty? Do you prefer thongs, briefs, high waist, high cut, low cut, granny panties, boy shorts? What is your preference? Ooh, Libby, that sounds really yummy. You can use aquafaba as well from the beans, the juice from the beans. And that's everything from chickpeas to the white beans and all the other beans out there. Probably do it with the black eyed peas too. Hipsters. Me too, Julianne. As long as it doesn't have the lines, right? The ridge pulling up and creating that indentation on the butt. You want complement, right? It's like, you know how when you put a bra on and like it kind of causes a little bit of a flab here or there. Yes, I get that. Don't look at me and think I never had that before. Because the bra doesn't fit, it's not the right size. But it should fit well, like a glove. Feel like butter on your skin. Yum. Yeah, I gotta play more with the aquafaba. I haven't had a chance. I'll be honest, when it comes to summertime, when the weather gets hot here, I don't turn the stove or the oven on. It's too hot. It's too hot. And you can't function in the heat when it's already hot. And then that means the air conditioning has to run harder in the house. Brief cotton granny panties. Ooh, yeah. Whatever feels comfortable, right, Libby? No lines. What? This is so good. What do y'all have planned today? What's your weather like too? It is so gorgeous out. Buddy's getting a serious walk on today. Ooh, I got a food rush. Yummy, yummy, yummy. That is so good. See, I like this so well just by itself, and I put just enough maple syrup, and I use some date sugar, the crystals. Just enough to sweeten it that it didn't really need to be sweetened after the fact. Although I do have some Kirkland maple syrup. And when I did it the other day to try it, because I was really happy about this recipe, y'all. The other day when I tried it, I was like, this really doesn't need syrup even. But I like the syrup, and I'll be honest. There's a sugar thing going on in there. So, let's see what happens when I put a little syrup on it. Making it a little messy over here. Oop. Whoops. Oh no, not rain. Does anybody else ever do that where you go to do just a little bit and you end up getting the whole thing all over it? Thumbing it up in their house. You know you want some. Because of the flavor of these pancakes, I can tell you, this almost kind of takes away from the flavor. You're almost just getting one or the other. I don't know about calories. I stopped counting calories a long time ago, but cassava is so good for you, and it's very filling. High amino acid complex, hence what people consider protein. Really good for your body. You know what, Wenda? I had more of the sugar addiction as a kid, and I mean really bad. And I crave more bitters since I've gotten older. But it could be also, Wenda, there's also a psychology between sweets where you don't feel your life is sweet enough, you're not getting enough nourishment and sweet and love and care, so we tend to put it inside instead of, you know, give it out to others and to receive it from others. That's the translation of what I found sugar does. But it's a panacea for what we really crave for treatment and love for self. So you know I'll share the recipe. I already got it written up. Man, I was so spot on, you don't have to doctor it at all. And you can use this in waffles. And you can dilute it a little bit more if you want. I was happy with the consistency. Because a lot of times when you do pancakes, you can stir, you can pour it out. You can kind of pour it out, but it's really thick. Or you can add a little bit more of the coconut milk or water. No, seriously, this is good. I'm going to eat this whole thing with all y'all. Hi, Jack. How are you today? Pancakes. Pancakes. Oh, that's awesome, Carl. I know that the UK has very unique weather patterns as well. Look at this texture. It's really nice. It's really yummy. My tummy. These are the panties. I didn't turn around, did I? See, they have a cute little skirt on the bottom. Aren't they adorable? They're super, super cozy. Hi, Sarah, honey. How are you today? Tell me what you're having for lunch. Tell me your panty preference, too. I want to know what everybody likes for panties. Because for me, I like boy shorts. I like the briefs, but they have to have no lines. I love, love, love pancakes. See, to me, pancakes are a comfort food. So when I'm craving pancakes, I know something's up. And I woke up a couple days ago going, pancakes, I want pancakes. I almost went to a place where they make them gluten-free and they're really, really good. And then I said, let me go home and make them myself because I got this stuff at the house. Initially, I was going to do it using buckwheat flour and found out I didn't have any buckwheat flour in the cabinet. So I'm like, ah! But I found some other things I didn't realize were in there. So I made it with the cassava flour. And let me tell you, these are really filling. Oh, honey, Sarah, sending you my love and prayers. I hope you feel better. Hopefully I can uplift your spirits and put a smile on your face. I'm going to do a little sit. Boy shorts pulled up nice and snug in front. Okay. We're not gonna get all up in there. I just like that feeling personally. I'm not a camel toe lady. They say is that what that's called when it's really? I don't know how anybody can walk around with their underwear pulled up the front. The back not so bad. Again, I used to wear thongs all the time. Nowadays I'm like I don't want a thong up in there. And for those of you, and I'm just gonna get real, but like if you have hemorrhoids. That is even more uncomfortable, right? You're so adorable. I love you, Sarah. You're so sweet. I truly... They're super cozy. For bug girls would be a good thing, but again, no one see but me. So, like, pulling them up in the front... I don't know how anybody can walk around like that. That's like super painful. And then if you sit down, you're like, I mean, she needs to breathe, ladies, right? That's why I think we wear skirts and men don't. Well, except for if you're Scottish and you've got yourself a kilt and then you don't wear any underwear under there, do you? And then again, maybe some of us don't when we wear skirts anyway because we figure nobody's going to see. But that's the irony, right? It has to be, you have to feel comfortable. Maybe you don't wear underwear. How many out there wear leggings or your fitness shorts and loose is good if it's meant to be loose, but it's a different story when your underwear, like I was showing, wears out. Like my old underwear that I started out with are like super saggy and what I call droopy butt, right? They're not that bad on me, but some of my others were getting to the point where I'm like turning around, look in the mirror and you got this like baggy, saggy thing going on. I'm like, yeah, cotton all the way, right? And how difficult is it to find white cotton underwear? That's why I wanted to do this video because I have difficulty every single time I go out, right? No droopy butt. Amen, sister. What? Boom. Get rid of the droopy butt. We wanted to hug it. Hug the butt. How do you think you're going to get lift? If you don't have lift, the panties aren't going to give it to you if they're droopy butt, right? So, like, you need a little incentive. It makes you walk more. Like, hey, haven't you noticed that? Am I the only one? When your clothes feel good, you're like walking. You're the cat around town. You squeeze that buttock cheek. One squeeze as you... See, that was the thing. I used to be a big-time walker runner when I was younger. And I'm a commando person anyway. When I'm in a lot of times when I was doing my regular yoga practice, that's why when Lululemon had the scandal of the yoga pants being see-through, I was just grateful I didn't own any of those. But yeah, a lot of people do it. And I admit it. I'm one of them. I don't do it all the time, but a lot of times I do. Especially if it's something that I know is going to end up in the dirty pile. Why am I going to wear a pair of underwear? So, it's a choice. It's a preference. What feels good to you? Don't apologize. Just be you. But when you walk, one of the things that I used to do, especially like when I was stationed in Korea years ago when I was in the Air Force, it's like you get the longer stride and then your back leg lifts and you squeeze as you go forward and you push off the toe, right? And then when you walk the other way, you're like, wait, it's the left foot forward. And you squeeze. It's like you get an exercise if you're paying attention. I am 5'5". Not very tall, but I'm just right. I'm not SHORT, and I'm definitely not itty bitty bitty. To some people I may be. So, when you walk and you're being supported and you feel comfortable, don't you feel like, hey, check me out. I'm going to squeeze my booty now more because it feels all supported and it feels good in these undies. Right? I'm just being real. That's how I am. So, again, we got, oop, 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 dripped on me. Pancake. So these are a size small, Maidenform. I really like them. They're super cozy. I got them at Kohl's. They were 3 for $10. In fact, I don't know. I put the receipt somewhere. And then I think I got a coupon off for maybe 10%. Probably just paid for the tax, right? Especially here in Florida. It's like 7.5 or more. Coconut yogurt. So again, when we exercise and we feel really sexy in our clothes, it makes us kind of like, it gives you like that punctuation to your workout, right? Kohl's is good. I go all over the place. I'll go to anywhere. Oh, right? I need to go to Minnesota. Is that how you say? Minnesota. I love that. I have some friends from Minnesota, and I love the accent. It's so cute, so cool. When I was in my first teacher training for Hatha Vinyasa Yoga, that was 2011, January, in Nicaragua. There was a woman who came down, and she was so adorable. And I love listening to her accent. And then one of my best girlfriends, who's one of my goddesses, is also, this is coconut yogurt, Wenda. This is vanilla coconut yogurt that I made. I made some more last night. So, going back to the underwear. Maidenform. Right, Sarah? Feeling sexy makes you work out harder, but it doesn't feel harder. It just makes you feel better. And it's like accentuate the positive. Which recipe, Sarah? The pancakes or the yogurt? We definitely have that posted in the group. Both the yogurt has been posted. I know it's on our meal plan, but the pancakes are a new recipe, and that will get posted later. I'm not sure. I can't give you the time, but it will happen today because I have it written up. Accentuate the positive. You know the song? I think it was one of the, was it Mary Poppins? Right? So when we feel good in our clothes, when we feel good in our panties, makes us even more like, again, it's the oxytocin, right? It's that happy hormones. It's that treating yourself well. And then others will treat you well, because when you're happy, you're infectious, and everybody's coming at you going, I want some of that. I want to be like that. And you're like, I'll give it to you. You know, like this whole dynamic that when you set the vibe, especially first thing in the morning, you jump in the shower, you get out, you're feeling all good, and then you put them on and you're like, I even feel better. And then you look in the mirror and you're like, I'm fierce and I'm fearless and I'm gorgeous. I'm just beautiful. I feel pretty, oh so pretty, and witty and wise. Hi Penelope, how are you today? What's your preference on underwear? Do you like the boy short? Do you like the brief? These are a tiny brief. These are the baggy saggies, the saggy baggy bottoms. Nobody wants saggy baggy bottoms. Nobody wants saggy baggy booty or booty pants, you know, saggy bottoms. Saggy panties. I love my boy shorts. I also like all different types of styles as long as there's no lines. And they have to be cotton. How hard is it to find cotton, ladies? How many of you all out there are like me and you're constantly looking for the cotton? I'm over all the synthetics. I have plenty. And then, even worse is when, yeah, my grandmother said, don't get your panties in a wad. Don't get your panties twisted. What were some of the old sayings? Tell me in the comments. Do y'all remember those comments? Like when you get all uptight and somebody would say, don't get your panties in a wad. Boy, you're so uptight. Are your panties in a twist? You know, things like that. Do you remember some of those old comments? Because those are the only two that came to my mind just now. So Maidenform, these are actually size small for me. They didn't have an extra small, but these are perfect. The other pair that I showed earlier, these are an extra small, and I think they're Steve Madden. And these were 95% cotton and 5% spandex. So, and the crotch is 100%. It is a struggle. It is a serious struggle, and that's why I said when I get my moment, I am totally getting out there and gonna make them myself. And I don't know if you go into the studies about, you know, you said organic in there. It doesn't, and these aren't even tight. These are just right. You know, like Goldilocks and the Three Bears. It's Lana and the panties. They're just right. And I'm happy about that, right? Yeah, exactly. There's another one, Linda. If they're going to go up the crack, they should hug the cheeks, not end up all the way up the crack. I'm with you on that one, too. And you're right. Nothing beats anything but new panties and undies and bras and shirts, and when it's all like this shirt is so cozy too. That's why I put this on today. It feels so good. Hi Nancy, honey, how are you? We're talking about panties. What's your preference? I found these at Kohl's the other day. They're so adorable. It's kind of funny actually, now I'm looking at that. It has a little skirt seam. So I know no seams, no lines. We don't want lines. But then it comes back to we all want cotton, we all want hemp, we want bamboo, something more sustainable. Eucalyptus also. Oh yes, and knickers. Don't get your knickers in a twist. Actually, that's right. That was what it was. Because some of the old sayings, I know there's another word, not saying, but knickers. And isn't there another name for underwear in different languages? Does anybody know any other languages for underwear, panties? What do we call them in Italian? It would be, I have to think about that. Oh my gosh, I forgot. You're in the wrong session today. Not at all, Jay. We have pancakes. Gluten-free. Yes, they're baked in the oven. No egg. Totally yummy. Crunchy. They kind of remind me of raisin toast without the raisins. And if you're craving that, you could throw in some raisins. Chonies in Spanish, right? That's what Tom calls his, chonies. I want to say it starts with a T, but I can't remember. You don't wear panties? Do you go commando, Jay? Is that how that works? Bikini, could be bikini to style, like the bikini bottom. Calze is stockings. Calzatura is like all the types of different stockings. Calzones, boxer briefs. There you go. Comfortable, right? Breathable. I would think as a man I'd want more cotton against my skin too, especially because you got a little bit more hanging out there. I want something soft rubbing on me, so I can just imagine as men you want the same too. You want to feel held and supported, right? This is for the men out there. Just saying. So we have watermelon kombucha in the love mug. The love is truth, as my mom had it in. She had it printed for me and sent it to me. Then wear the panties in the pancakes. I'm wearing the panties. These are boy shorts that I bought the other day. And I was saying how comfortable they are. They are not 100% cotton, but they're 89% cotton, 11% spandex. They're really soft. They hug. They're just right fit. Get some booch. This is watermelon booch. And I was talking about basically nobody wants the granny panties, or when your panties go south, that's when it's time to throw them out. When your panties go south, you throw them out. And we want panties that snug and fit our booties. Right, ladies? Oh, cut it out, Jack. Please. You've seen enough. I know, boy shorts are so cozy, right? So, like, look at this. I mean, it doesn't... it's not leaving indentations, right? And on the butt, it has this little detailing here that's like a skirt. Isn't that cute? They did a skirt on my panties. Well, they're boy shorts. So, other than that, I've got Pancakes over here. Oh my,
Do a critique on these. Are these 100% cotton?
No, because you get the elastic, but no, you take the tag off maybe? The pink part is definitely cotton from my feet.
Pink poppers.
His pink poppers. They're kind of sexy, aren't they? Just saying. But the rib around the sides, definitely not. Wait. We're getting a fashion show, y'all.
I got my dun-da-duns.
The dun-da-duns. Stick your head in there, we'll tag you.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Libby.
Isn't he cute?
It's not tagging me. Look, these are my dun-da-duns.
They're inside out. So, Libby, these are made of cassava flour, and I can tell you what, don't you love it when he pops in like that? I can tell you what, these are so healthy for you. They're not processed, they're made from scratch, and they're super, super yummy. Panty's like, why don't you take his panties down and this life would be much more exciting. Oh.
Which flavor is this? Watermelon?
Yes, it's all yours, baby. I don't have $1. Anybody got $1? Maybe a 20 would be better. No,
I said,
$100.
ooh, China.
He's got a booty going on.
Remember when you were a
back
kid,
there?
little boys used to just run around in their little chonies?
Mm-hmm.
That's why these are dun-dun-duns like Superman.
Got a cute little dimple going on in there too.
Okay, bye.
Oh. I'm getting crumbs all over the underwear. Any other questions? Do you think I covered enough? Let me see. Pancakes. We'll get the recipe out. Keep your eye out. Ah, non sono italiana, ma parlo e abitavo a Napoli per anni. Più o meno avanti e dietro 17 anni.
Don't y'all love it when she speaks Italian? Let's do a cray cray labante.
You want a bite?
Yeah, no, actually, slide in and try to convince me in Italian to eat the pancake and tell me why I should. But you gotta like come in and I'll just be like,
From this side?
which side do you want? Okay, from this side. Give me the chair. Do y'all like her cray cray labante videos? They're funny. How come it's not tagging me? Maybe because my sapphire mohawk? Tag me! Tag me! Tag me!
Funky algorithms.
Can you fix this?
What happened? I gotcha. You still see us? Give us some hearts.
There you go. My digit wasn't working. Wonder why it wouldn't tag me.
Show us some hearts, y'all. You can still see us, right?
Can you hear us? Can you see us?
Hear me now?
Can you see my tonsil?
Can you hear me now?
Ah.
Can you hear me now?
Okay, Cray Labante. You gotta come in with these.
I always come in. Okay.
Here she comes. I'm just gonna be acting like I'm just doing. Like I'm just looking into, what do they call that? A moat on a bridge? A moat? A hot steamy moat on a summer day or a spring day. And you think I'm hungry and you have to slide up in here and tell me why those pancakes are delicious and convince me. And then I'll really show you all how to speak Italian. Okay, go. Ready, go.
Buongiorno, come va? Cosa stai facendo? Hai fame? Vuoi qualcosa da mangiare? Sono sicura che vuoi assaggiarlo. Deve mangiare bene. Prendere nello stomaco. Lo stomaco.
Wasikutu kapatiba?
Yeah, sì, vuoi provare? Aspetta un secondo.
Ok, tu bocce partito.
Aspetta, apri la bocca. Prendere nella bocca. Mangia. Sì. Lo so che vuoi mangiare anche voi. Anche i tuoi. Deve mangiare. Ho capito. Cosa stai facendo dietro di me? Dimmi la verità. Con le dita.
Guarmozze. Guarmozze. That was really funny. Thank you so much.
Thanks for playing.
Yeah. Bye!
Love you too, Victoria. Hi, Denise. How are you today? Is everybody wearing their panties? Men too. We don't call them panties, though. Sono le boxer. Panties is, I don't know, the word's escaping me. Ho dimenticato la parola per queste cose. Come si chiama? Se c'è qualcuno che parla o forse capisce che cosa sto dicendo, scritto sotto. Come si chiama queste cose? Intimate. Ah, exactly. That's my question too. Why do they get so uptight? Because maybe they're too tight. Tight here. Constricted down here too, right? There's a whole psychology behind all of this, and that's my rationale at least. But you can't lead a fish to water when it's already in it. Sometimes it's so obvious that it's like, what are you talking about? I don't see it. You got to get out of it to see it, right? Thank you, Carl. I need more. Something. This is so good, right? So do you notice for yourselves, Libby, have an amazing day. Buon appetito. E buon dolce. Buona dolce. Have a good lunch and a nice shower. It feels good when you take a shower and put on fresh panties, right? Enjoy the snug glove fit of your undies on your body. And I really do hope you all have an amazing day today. Hi, Beth. Thanks for joining. We're wrapping it up. It's all about the undies and the comfort zone. You gotta find something that's snug and fits you and feels good, right? Garlic, herb, tuna, and wheat crackers. I made up some crackers using up some... Right, Erin? That's awesome. Oh, that's right. You've got the Mall of America. I've never been. I heard that place is amazing. Huge. It's probably a good thing I never got there because I used to spend some money when it came to shopping. Like I said, I dislike shopping now. But before, when I lived in Naples, Italy, and I lived right up the street from Via Condolti, I mean, like, was it Via Condolti? No, there's Vittorio Emanuele. No, that was the other one. Anyway, I literally lived in the shopping district, like the fancy high class, designer names, Prada, Louis Vuitton, Tod's, Armani, Emporio Armani, Giorgio Armani, You know, you name it, it was all at my footsteps. Like, I would walk around with my dog Angel, who was a little different, but very similar looking to Angel. And she was part husky and lab, and everybody knew the blonde American with the blonde dog, right? Awesome! Oh, I love that. Libby, you're going to have an amazing day. Oh, window shopping, and I went inside too, dear. And Prada knew me well. Todd's definitely knows me even when I go back today. Todd's is one of my favorite stores, and if you all think Louis Vuitton's like the bomb, I like Louis. They got some stuff, but it's just so much advertising of their name on everything. I fell in love with Todd's because they're such a nice quality. Now, I know there's this whole thing, it's leather, and it's, you know, I haven't bought anything in a long time. Just like, oh, oof. Salvatore Ferragamo. And my other favorite shoe is the, oh my gosh, I almost forgot. I wore them the other day when I went out to my girlfriend's birthday party. Hi, Daniela. They make such beautiful embroidered clothing too. I almost want to go run and get them. I gotta show you a pair of shoes. They're my all-time favorite. I'll be right back. Hold that thought. I'm still here. I promise you didn't go anywhere. These. Now, this designer, and there's a lot of them out there, and it, again, I talk about sustainability. I just had that conversation. And then I also love design. So, like, I want to be able to take things and make them more sustainable. Recycle. Do less of the, you know, processing, like things that are more natural to the earth. I got syrup on my fingers. So, Hermano Cervino. First time I went in that store, I was like, if you think Prada's expensive, you know, you got, I got a pair of, actually I got riding boots that are really gorgeous. These are my absolute favorite, and I have to find an actual shoe guy to fix the heels a little bit. The embroidery, right? Hi, Robin. Oh, I got the pancake right here. This is what's left. I'll probably finish this before I end because it's so yummy. And these are homemade, made with cassava. So I had to go get these because these are like my favorite shoe. Not parting with this one anytime soon. The bottom has to be fixed because I lived in Naples, Italy, so I was walking on cobblestone streets. If you're hardcore anything or extreme, you might not want to hear about all this stuff. That's okay. But you can still appreciate this design. Look at this. All embroidered. All embroidered. This gorgeous blue. Is that not the most gorgeous shoe ever? Who else out there can appreciate shoes? Yeah, I'm sorry. Aside from the underwear hugging my body and making me feel really, really good, these actually can get me hot too. So right here along, this is, yes, it's a leather underneath, but up here where this is worn down, this rubber part, it needs to be reinforced so that it doesn't ruin this leather more. But man, and they don't, you know how you have shoes, they're sewn down, I've had these for years. And it's not coming apart or peeling or anything. But I also take care of my stuff, right? So you see I've got it in the bag. That's how much, like when I buy something, I like to take care of my stuff. Right, Eric? Men too. I can totally get it. I get it because I've known men who had more shoes, probably more shoes than I did. Yeah, I have. And then like on this one, this is my right foot. So clearly my right foot does a lot more than the other one. Moccasins are nice, Carl, actually. When I was a little girl, I used to love my moccasins. But it just all needs to be tidied up and taken care of. And so, like, the heels, for example, need to be kind of fixed. But these are so beautiful. They're so comfortable. Believe it or not, on top of everything, I'm putting them on. You can't just take those shoes out and without putting them on. It's like when you're traveling, you got to go to a destination and get out of the car, right? You just don't drive there and drive back, right? So when you got your gorgeous shoes, you gotta put them on. These make you feel sexy too, right? So I got my underwear on and my shoes. And I just added what? Maybe 5 inches? Yeah. Now I'm really feeling it. And here's the deal. Yes, whenever you go up on your toes, it lifts your butt, right? Thank you, Erin. I love you. You're so fun too. Thanks for playing in the comments. I truly appreciate that. The butt lifts too. Now, heels aren't necessarily the most comfortable thing or the best thing for your feet, as my feet have been really bad. My Christian Dior's, I had these boots. I still have them, actually. I should bring those out another time, unless you want me to bring them out. If you want me to bring out the Christian Dior boots, I will bring those out, but not without a whole lot of comments and like hearts. That can be another time, but those are super high. I wore those one night out with my girlfriend. I had this cute little skirt on. I had this really nice, you know, the arm bell sleeves, and I was looking all cute with my boots, and my feet just totally suffered, right? Have an amazing day, Libby. Love you. So here, doesn't it feel good to put on the shoes? Oh, right? And you end up working your muscles. That's the one benefit, but the bad side, of course, is when you turn around and your feet are destroyed. And so for years of, right? Get a leg up on, ladies, right?
But you busted the shoes out? Let me try them on. Those accentuate my butt, you know.
But your feet are too big, and they'll stretch them out.
Give them to me. Let me just try one on. Let me try.
He's gonna stretch out my shoes.
I just want to put one foot in.
You're not gonna get your foot in there.
He got small feet. Hey, you see how she was doing the little... Watch out.
You want me to hold you?
Watch out. Over here. Right, over here. Over here.
Watch this.
See how she was putting her leg out? I could do that too. Look. See? She makes it look like it's... Look, see how easy that is? Look, I do it...
And I'm not stretched out at all.
I do it just the same. Look.
He does really well for a man. I give him that much credit.
But I'm working on my flexibility. What are you playing with shoes, huh?
I
got a whole bunch of them. Look at all these other shoes. She has...
I got a lot of stuff on... What is it? Offer Up?
Offer Up. Like, these are Michael Kors. Ooh. She's got so much stuff that, like...
Those are nice wooden suit.
If you can't see it, you don't need it. And so we're like... We're doing... You're going to start seeing Miss Lana on a vlog style where she's, like, in the house playing around and just showing you all the stuff that she's going to declutter and either donate or sell.
Selling them. Selling them.
Because she's got like hundreds of pairs of these like rat shoes, and some of these shoes are like $400, huh?
If not more. The ones I'm wearing, more. Right? Love you, Erin. Have fun. Meet Mum. Pancakes. Uh-oh. He's pulling out something.
Look at this. I got a question. Watch out. Now, does size make a difference? Does it? In the comment section below, does size make a difference? This is a papaya. Say papaya in Italian.
Papaya.
Papaya. Look at
What's
this.
a papaya?
It's a little on the girth side, right?
Nothing wrong with that.
I bet you a lot of people have never seen a papaya. Okay, bye.
So, like I said, when you put on the heels, look, you can show your muscles, right? You can stretch it out. You can be like a ballerina. In Italian, they actually call the women that go and dance on TV, those are called ballerinas, even though they're not doing ballet. Well, it's having that he left the room. Of course, depends on the person. And it can matter. If they don't know what they're doing with it, then yeah, it might matter, but then again, here's the point, ladies. We know it's not about them and them sticking it in, right? Just saying. It's about how does a man show up to a woman? Does he honor her femininity? Does he take the time to warm her up? If he doesn't, and I'm not just talking about kiss your neck, kiss your ears, kiss your face, touch you a little bit, kiss your breasts, and then just go on in. You got a man like that, you might want to back off that. Yes, we like penetration, but did you know, when I was recently discovering and thinking about it, an orgasm, why women have orgasms that are multiple is because it's a continuous wave, right? Whereas men, it appears to be that a man will just be done. But men can also have orgasms without ejaculation, believe it or not. And that an actual orgasm is non-ending. The ending comes from the resistance of it, so it's that push-pull. And ladies, am I right when I say when you're building up to an orgasm, it's like you're tightening instead of releasing and relaxing into it, right? We're like holding, oh, yeah, right, wait, don't move, don't, like trying to get the perfect positioning or feeling sensation, and that actual squeezing, holding, anticipating is withholding and resisting the full expression of the wave. Instead of allowing it to just continue, we can end up being inhibited. And I know for myself, when I'm thinking too much about it, then I'm also pushing it away. Instead of like really feeling the full experience of it. It's a whole body experience, right? That if we're gonna go there, we want the whole experience. We want that full sensation, not just the sexuality. That sensuality is embracing all of the senses. I think the kombucha and the pancakes gave me a little burpee. So tell me in the comments, does size matter to you? What is it that matters the most to you, since we're on that subject now? Didn't think we were going down that road, but hey, why not? Hi, Carolyn. How are you? It's an interesting dynamic. I mean, when it really boils down to it, and we start looking at how we engage with one another, and when we look at sex, I know this conversation came up recently in the group. Do we really need the penetration and what comes with it? Because it's an energy exchange and entwining each other. If you're with another partner, even if it's male and male and female or female and male, whatever it is, you're still creating this interweaving of each other's energies. And the fluids and the experience and the emotions, all of those senses get wrapped on in it. And then when you leave each other, whether you come back again at another time or you just part ways after one time, it always stays, it always remains. Because you get pieces of people that you interact with, engage with, intimacy. Into me I see, I'm bringing out my aspects through another. We're actually learning through that experience more about ourselves than we ever are about that other person. And believe it or not, and ladies, keynote, just a little snippet, as women, we can create more of an atmosphere when we do some guiding, when we allow ourselves to be treated and touched and embraced in the way that we would embrace ourselves. So think about that. When you show up in any situations, hey, Tom wants to join. Should I let him back in? I think he wants to check, he wants to share where he's at. I don't know where he's at. Let's see what he's got to say. He might be in on this conversation.
Hello.
Oh.
Hello, everyone. I want to show you my cucumber flowers. I didn't know that cucumbers start out as flowers, and look at them.
That's why they're fruit.
Isn't that pretty?
Wait, you got to tuck down a little bit more. I can barely see the flower. I see the leaves and the lawnmower. There, it's kind of hiding in there. Mmm. You're so cool. Yay, we got cucumbers on the rise. Ah. Hi, Bianca. How are you today?
Bye.
He doesn't even know what he stepped into. He's funny like that, huh? Like I said, ladies, don't just let a man penetrate you. Show up as you want them to show up to you. Because ultimately what's going to happen is you are setting the stage when you show up in any type of intimacy, any relationship, where you can maintain that power. We as women have so much more power than we embrace and allow ourselves. Hi, Ian. How are you? And when it comes down to it, the only way we're going to receive the embrace, the love, when we show up for it in our own lives. I know that in my life, I used to be the victim. I used to see what everybody was doing to me, but I never saw how I was doing it to myself first and setting that example. And then when people came at me, I was in such defense of myself so much of my life that I didn't know how to receive. It was always like block, block, block. Like, look at how they're treating me. Look at how they're attacking me. I was already ready to defend. If you're on the defense, you will always be attacked. You will draw that to yourself. And nobody deserves to be attacked, but nobody needs to be defensive either. So in order to remove the dynamic, you have to heal it and become aware of it. Hi, Brandy. How are you today? The only way we're going to see change on the external is to work on the internal. So when we are in situations with people around us, we have to look at how they're treating us to see what's really going on within us. So that's why relationship is so important. If someone is not showing up to you the way you desire or want them to, you have to look at yourself and go, well, what am I doing to myself? Am I showing up for me? Am I treating myself that way? Whenever I'm encountering something that makes me feel uncomfortable like that, I have to stop and check myself. I go into my mind and go, where are we at? Are we positively thinking, or am I caught up in a spiral that's bringing me down, right? The downward spiral. Because I've found, especially lately, like the more aware that you are, hi Robin, hi honey, the more you're aware of your thoughts, the more you can shift it, and you'll notice on the moment that you turn around and you shift your thinking, that everything around you, and I don't know if you've noticed this, but in the past couple weeks, we are becoming seriously powerful manifestors. So whatever's going in your psyche, whatever's going on through your mind, is appearing in front of you. Are you experiencing this? Anybody out there? Because I want to know. I know I'm not the only one. So that if my mind is going off on stuff that's crap, that's maybe a little bit like defensive, or this is my dialogue. My dialogue will go into defense mode a lot of times. Though it doesn't appear on the outside. It'll be, oh, whatever, I gotta be careful and this and that and that. When my mind starts going there, I have to kind of shed light on it and go, okay, how is this serving me, and how can I see the divine in this again? So what I do, and a girlfriend of mine recommended it to me, was, hey, you know what? I choose to see the divine in the situation now. I send light, I radiate loving, positive, embracing energy to those around me who may be feeling the tensions that maybe my mind was going through previously. Because sometimes we don't realize how much, especially women, ladies, I'm just saying, we have huge impacts around those around us. That if we're in a negative space and you're seeing negativity around you, it's because of where you're at. Men too, but I'm just saying the mindfulness from my woman's perspective, I can speak from. I can't speak from the male perspective, obviously. Nor would I try to, because it's another realm. But we're so equally intertwined with one another, that we need to take those moments and go, I have control over this, and I didn't realize how much control I had over it. That the moment I start to recognize my mind going off in the crazy tailspin, that monkey mind is going, what the hell? Right? Is that what yours is like? Because I know that's what mine is like. And when my mind's like, and throwing out the bananas all over the place, then I'm like, you know what? The more mindful I've become, the more I'm able to go, doesn't matter. Is it going to make me happy? Nope. Is it going to make me feel better because I'm right about it? Then it's my ego. If you can answer yes to the heart and no to the mind, when the mind is going off on being right and the heart wants to just be happy, you have to check yourself and go, is it important enough to create conflict in my life? Because the conflict is really starting up in here. And then it trickles down. And when we can re-engage with our heart and see that, you know, I simply just want to be happy. It's not so difficult. I can let shit go like it's nothing. Right? I can let it go because it's not that important. It's not that important. Ciao Lionello! Come si chiama queste cose? Scrive sotto il nome delle cose qui. Ho dimenticato la parola per intimi, per questa parte. Bikini sì, ma questi sono boy shorts, non so come si chiama. Ed anche sto provando ancora. Questi sono l'ermano Cervino. Queste sono le scarpe mia preferita. Favorita, my favorite pair of shoes. So life is about showing up the way you want to be shown up too. And it's all about relationships. So unless you're looking to seek monkdom or hide out in a cave, chances are you're really not meant to. So just recognize you have a choice, and it's just a simple flip of the switch, literally up in the mind. Our mind doesn't need to be in control. It thinks it needs to. Right, Jacqueline? Hi, Sandy. Yeah, flip of the switch. And it's really a check of the will and the ego. Because a lot of times, some of us are so strong-headed, we're like, nobody can tell us anything. We'll talk shit, and then we're still struggling and we're in pain inside. And most of the times it's because we're also feeling it physically too, right? Because of the mind. Because we're tense, we're tight, we're holding on to things. If you're uptight, if you feel pain in your shoulders or something, it's really because you're trying to carry too much, or maybe you're resisting. There's just so much. You just gotta choose happy over right. I love you all. I'm gonna down this last bit of a pancake. Let me know in the comments. You want to try some? I got the recipe for you. And you know what? Maybe you want to take out those favorite pair of shoes and just walk around, take them for a stroll. Because that's why we buy stuff, right? It's to use it. I love you all. Keep it raw, stay rad. Have an amazing Thursday!